recording. All right. So, my name is Brianna Blackman, and I'm going to be hosting tonight's call for you guys. I was asked by Candace to hold this call tonight because she was going to be out of town. So tonight we're just going to go over my favorite thing is photo editing. And so first I'm going to talk to you a little bit about myself for those who don't know me, but just give me 1 second. What did you say, Audrey?
Did you hit record?
I did.
Okay.
I'm actually having a problem with my viewing, and I don't know why. Oh well. Oh my God, get out. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so a little bit about myself. I am 27 years old. I'm a registered nurse. I have been a nurse for over 3 years now. And basically, I've always wanted to help people for a living. But after I got into the healthcare field, I noticed that it wasn't really what I expected it to really be. I really was going in there thinking I was going to help people, but it turns out that healthcare field is more about a business than actually helping people. So that's something that really got to me. And so yeah, I've been, hold on 1 second. Okay. So a little bit about beside the nursing field, growing up, I always had this one thing going on that was holding me back in life, and it was really my self-confidence. I didn't really have confidence in me, and a lot of you guys might know that when you don't have confidence, you really don't, you can't, there's a lot of things holding you back. There's so many different standpoints where it can affect you in your life, whether it's mentally, physically, the way you feel about yourself. You are depressed, you have anxiety, you can develop an eating disorder. All these sorts of things can happen to you when you have problems with your self-esteem. And for me, it was very difficult. So I ended up developing an eating disorder when I was very young. Thankfully, it wasn't extremely bad, but I did struggle a lot with self-image because I did have an older sister who was in the modeling, acting industry, and so I always felt like I had to look up to her and, be that person that try to be perfect, and I try to do all these things, and I ended up harming myself. After a couple of years of going through that stage, I was going in and out. I was, drinking here and there, and then I started to drink and then not eat, and I would go a couple of days with not eating, and then I just became very depressed. I had a lot of anxiety. I didn't like being around people, but I was pretty good about hiding it. My true self really came out when I was drinking. I felt like I was able to let loose, relax, and it was just easier for me to show how I felt. And also too, beside the eating disorder, I did, when I was in school at a very young age, I was told that I had a learning disability, and they were telling me that I had troubles with comprehension. And yes, it's difficult for me to express how I feel, because it's a lot harder for me to process how I operate. I'm a little bit different. I'm a very, very visual learner, so that's why tonight I'm going to be talking to you about social media, photo editing. But when I was in school, I was told I wasn't going to be able to be a nurse because of my learning disability, and that really, pissed me off. It really like got me going. Like why couldn't I become a nurse? And so I ended up going all the way through school. That was like my fuel, my fire of why I really wanted to push to be a nurse. So I got through nursing school. I passed. It was very, very, very difficult for me. But I ended up passing. I failed one semester, but I kept going. I was set on it. I was going to prove myself wrong, and I did it. And then after I graduated, I ended up getting my bachelor's degree in nursing. And I was so proud of myself. I was extremely happy. And when I did graduate nursing school, I told myself, as soon as I graduate nursing school, I'm going to go and get medical help for how I feel mentally. And I really wanted to just, be myself. I wanted to get healthy. I didn't want to do it the hard or the easy way, which is not eating. And I really wanted to stop doing that. Because I wanted to be a positive role model for people because I was a nurse. I didn't want to be overweight and I didn't want to be underweight. I didn't want people to look at me and see this person that wasn't confident in themselves. So I really I was set in stone of when I graduate from nursing school, this is what I'm going to do. And when I graduated, I was a nurse for 2 years. And once my 2-year mark came around, I was like, oh my God, I have not even sought any help. I haven't done anything. I'm still miserable. I'm playing the poor me victim. And then after the 2 years, I started following my coach, which is Candace. I was following her journey. I loved the way she really explained herself. She really, I felt like I could really relate to her. The way she told her story through her post really got my attention. And so I slowly started to follow her. And hello. I slowly started to follow her. At times I was like, oh my God, I'm going to just delete her. I can't. I was very envious of her because I just I didn't think it was possible for me to be where she was. So actually February of 2015, I got my first challenge pack and I did the 21-day fix. And for someone who really struggled with an eating problems, that was a huge wake-up call for me because I was going from a person of not really eating much at all to someone who had to eat all these freaking containers. It was so hard. And Candace believed in me and she's like, you just do it. I don't care what you say, you just do it. And I'm like, okay. And I hated her for it. And I was like, I'm just going to literally force myself to eat. So I did it. And I've never really worked out 7 days a week. So that was really hard because I used to spend hours at the gym. So after 4 months, I ordered the 21-day fix extreme and I started. And, at that point, I was like, okay, I need more accountability. So I decided to become a coach April 29th, 2015. So my 1 year is actually coming up in a few weeks. So now I'm really at this point where it's I'm a year in, almost a year in, and I've already hit diamond, and I've been on a team retreat, and it's literally changed my life. So I'm so thankful that I have met Candace and everything that she's ever, put out there for me. It's really been an eye-opening experience for me. So this is where I'm at now. So tonight I'm going to just talk to you a little bit about photo editing. I love taking pictures. I might not post them a lot, but I have thousands in my phone, on my computer. I'm all about color. as I said, I'm a very visual learner, so I really like to take things that are either very neutral or very like big and bold. You guys are going to find your niche. If you go on your Pinterest or if you go on your Instagram and if you see things that you like, look at what those photos look like. What is the style? Is it vintage looking? Is it crisp and clear? So that's something you want to look at. For me, I'm a very I like things very bright. So I take like my branding is clean eating, fitness, outdoors, yoga, anything to do with outside, and my time with my fiance. So that's kind of like what I like to post. I make it like every, it's like every other day I have a new thing that I post about. But let me just find, I'm going to share the screen of some apps that I like to use. Oh. Can you guys see that? Oh no. Hold on. This happened last time. Can you guys see it? Okay, good. So actually, there's 3 apps on here that I use all the time. I use this one right here. I actually don't even know how to really pronounce it. I don't know. This one. Yes. This one I really like. So when I take photos of my food, they actually have a little section where it says food, and you can literally enhance it. It will enhance it for you, and it makes everything so bright, and it's fun. That is my go-to app for when I post anything food related. It's like when I'm doing food, that's the app. Instasize, that's just another app that I like to use for when I make collages, for like before and after photos. And then Snapseed is actually my number 1 choice. I would highly recommend everyone get. They're all free, so that's like a plus. Like I don't want to spend money. It's stupid. You can literally find things that are like awesome. But Snapseed I like to use when I do a lot of landscapes or anything that I want to look rugged. And what I like about Snapseed is that you can actually go in and select a spot on your, like, so today I took a photo of myself outside and I had the sky up in the background. It wasn't that blue. So I actually was able to select parts of the sky and make it bright, like brighter in color. So that's a really good app to use, excuse me, when you want to really enhance, make things rugged. There's so many different apps out there, but you'll find your own like style that you like. Insta Beauty, I mean, I don't like to really use it, but every once in a while I'll do it if I'm doing a selfie or just something that feels like cozy to me. I'll use that app because you can blur like your face out just a little bit, or I mean, you can just do whatever you want with it, but it's really more blending and making, I don't know, I feel like anything that has blur to it, it's like, I have something deep to say. So those are my 4 like apps that I do use, but there's 3 of them. I don't really use Insta Beauty that much because there's a lot of things on there that are like kind of fake, and I think you can make yourself like thin, and no, that's not what I'm going to do. Other apps that I like to use are Fonto, Font Candy. They do have a Font Candy Plus that is, you do have to pay for it. I think it might be like $3. I only bought it because I was like, I want to know what this is all about, kind of a thing. My absolute favorite app would be Word Swag. So what I like about it is like you can do like a sentence and it will break it up and it will style it for you. So there's so many different options. And then sometimes when I do videos, these are the videos that I do use. Lately, I've been using just the video Hance, and that's also free. And you can like add music to it. You can add like streaks, all sorts of things. You can speed it up, slow it down. Can you guys see me or no? Is it just, oh, you can. Okay. I'm like talking with my hands, so I'm like, I don't know if you guys can see me or not. So here's an example of what I used for the Snapseed. So Snapseed and the other food one, the are there, yeah. So this just goes to show that even though I have an iPhone 6, sometimes it doesn't take great photos. So whenever you take a photo and it doesn't really appeal to you, still save it and still edit it yourself, because this on the left is like, it's horrible looking. Then I went over to one of my other apps and I literally enhanced it. I was able to select spots where I wanted to make it brighter. I wanted to put more structure to it and more definition. And then this is another example of the lighting not being so great. I think I used Snapseed for this and the beauty one to put some blur into it, but you guys can see that I made the sun a little bit more brighter. And as far as doing photos like before and afters, I personally like to do with a white background and, you know, black font, just because that stands out to me. But if you guys feel like color works better for you, go for it. But for me, I like very simple black and white. And so I use the, what is it? Oh God, Instasize for that. And then it's kind of off topic, but like when you post photos and you want to market yourself, always put like a transformation timeline of your progress. So I did this with, I want to say, the Instasize, and I literally just placed them, and then there were spots where I didn't have any other room, like I didn't have any other photos to put, so I just like put some quotes and stuff. And as far as like, I mean, I didn't even want to put this picture on here because I was like, this, I don't know. It just, for me, it just catches my eye because it's not like a dead center. It kind of like tricks you to see like a scroll stop or like, what does that say? And then, so I'm posting this for you guys. It's not really about like photo editing, but it's just about advertising. A lot of people are visual people, and for me, I like to know exactly how much sugar is in a can of Sprite. Like, it's just visually appealing to me. Like, that's so gross. So if we can compare what's in regular food that people eat and we show the difference, like I don't know, I think it's a great way. I got really good feedback from that. And I think that is all that I have for you guys. I mean, I could go on and on about editing, like I would love everyone to just come over and I could just like show you how I do it. But do you guys have any questions?
I don't have any questions, but that was really great. Can you hear me?
Yes.
That was really great. I was wondering, I was like, what is she going to talk about? Editing is so perfect because it's important. I like what you said about the scroll stopping images. Like anyone can literally take a photo, but not all photos are appealing. Like editing helps. Like I don't post a photo anymore unless it's edited. And just like you said, Snapseed fixes like everything. Almost everything.
And like I don't want people to think that I'm trying to cover up anything either. So like I typically will edit a photo, like every single one that I post, but you know, I don't want people to think that I'm fake, but I also want to get their attention that like, hey, like look at me. But if you guys notice, if you're going through your feed and you notice someone's photo, just remember what the photo looked like, and that's going to help you develop your own style.
Yeah, I agree with you that a huge part of this business is really exposing yourself, and that can be scary because at first maybe some of us were really used to just putting the best pictures of ourselves online, but that's not why people are going to be following us as coaches. So like what she said, always remember, use your beauty filters and stuff sparingly. If you're doing a beauty photo, you're showing your makeup for the day, whatever, that's fine. It's in its own little genre. But if you're posting, a sweaty selfie, don't put a beauty filter on it. People want to know that you're real. If you're posting, stop it. Before and afters, don't slim your face. Stop it. So that's, people will know. And the whole point is to be you and to be real, because that's what Beachbody lets us do. And I love what Bree said about wanting to delete Candace, because she was just so enamored with her and wanting to be her and feeling like she just couldn't. Darlene Johnson said, if you're doing it right and you're being you, then people are going to unfollow you. Mm-hmm. So that's a great thing. I love that.
And I also just wanted to point out, let me just find it on Facebook. But if you guys have any, if you guys have any other questions while I search for this, please ask.
We're just gonna watch you.
Yeah, we're just gonna watch you. I can't think of any questions. I wish I had some. I'm terrible. I'll think of like 10 when we get off the call, though. I like what you said about the beauty filter thing. I think that's important. Sometimes I will enhance, like, I won't lie, my teeth or something, because sometimes I'll be in the RV and it's got orange lighting and I look at my like teeth and it's reflecting and I'm like, ew, like things like that. But like, maybe like this, because this isn't part of my face, this is like a breakout from something, I might remove that. But I like the word enhance the photos. We enhance our photos.
Yeah, I mean, you see my pictures, almost all my pictures have a yellowy, look at me right now, like it's just the lighting and the stupid ass color choices for like the countertops and stuff in here in my RV. So I'll adjust, I'll turn down the warmth in my pictures and bring up the saturation so that it's more, don't go like putting on makeup filters or beauty filters and stuff unless you're actually doing a beauty shot. It's crazy because I do see a lot of coaches. I don't think any on this team, but I see other coaches, some in Dreamcorp, and it's like a sweaty selfie picture or going grocery shopping, and it's like the fakest. It's like the one that like narrows your nose and brings in your chin. Like, like I wouldn't follow that.
No, I think on this team we're really, really good about just being us. Like I know everyone was doing that like no makeup thing last week or the week before that. I think I saw Bree post that. I thought that was awesome. I love that.
I was just gonna post or show you guys. So last week I just got this idea. It just came to me, and I was like, okay, I was just about to do my makeup, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, I'm pretty, but it was just like, I know that sounds self-centered, but I mean, I had like a little moment and it's okay when you like look at yourself and you're like, okay, I feel pretty even though I don't have any makeup on. And so I've noticed a lot where a lot of people are putting fake eyelashes on their face, like through an app. Like they don't have any makeup on, they put fake eyelashes on, and you don't need to do that. And if one of you guys do, that's okay. I'm not making you. But you can really tell. Okay, so I'm going to show you a photo that I took of myself. It was very vulnerable because I didn't want to post it, but I did it. It's a picture of me, no makeup on, nothing, no moisturizer, nothing, fresh out of the shower. The other picture is literally enhanced from, I think it was one of the beauty ones that I showed you. And I have mascara on, fake eyelashes, lipstick, and it looks pretty damn good. Like eyeliner, I've got it all on, so I'm going to show you. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Is that not like crazy? I mean, I didn't even do that big of a difference, but you guys can just see that I literally toned down my face. I put eyeliner on. My eyelashes I didn't make too extreme, but you know, you can literally enhance your photo. So a lot of things that you see online, don't believe in because half the time they're, you know, fake.
Exactly.
In the entertainment business, not really with Beachbody, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. And people don't want to follow. We think people want to follow that but that's like when everyone first got started coaching. We thought that everyone wanted to follow a perfect coach, but it's not. I was just saying this in my webinar earlier that, yeah, we all check out the pictures on Instagram of that girl with the perfect body doing squats and like the perfect workouts, but those aren't the people that we actually go out of our way to follow.
You don't trust them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, because perfection, when something looks perfect, it's not relatable. So we like, as much as we're drawn to it, we're like, ugh.
Yeah, it's not attainable. It's not.
No.
Yeah, I follow, like, for musicians, my personal taste in music are people that are more in the indie circuit, like myself. So I'll go out of my way to buy albums and follow people that I feel I could attain that level. But I don't. For like Lady Gaga and stuff. Like, no, I'll just download her stuff.
Oh yeah. Does anyone have any questions? No questions?
I would just like to point out that Angela looks like Farrah Fawcett.
Yes! Oh my god, yes.
Alicia, you mean?
Alicia? It's a Gala. I don't even...
Alicia, how do you say your last name? Is it Galea or Galia? I always say it wrong.
It's Galia.
Galia.
Yeah, yes, Alicia looks like Farrah Fawcett.
My hair's a hot mess right now. I just worked out a little bit ago, so it's just like, whatever.
No, that's my favorite hair. This hair hasn't been washed for like a week.
Saturday.
I just worked out.
What about you, Chris?
I actually cut my hair off today. So,
Good job.
so I should be good for without shampooing for about 6 months.
Well, thank you so much, Bree.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. That was so great. I'm so glad that you pointed out some really awesome photo editing tips. Like, and they're so simple. And I know, like, sometimes when I first got the apps, I was frustrated because they seem really complicated. But it's like just takes playing around with, like Bree said, finding your style, you know, and what you like, and then just rolling with it.
Mm-hmm. And so I just wanted to leave off on one quote. It's actually my high school quote that I put in my bio because everyone puts in a quote. But I happened to be flipping through a magazine one year, like 2 years before I graduated, and it just stuck with me ever since. But if you believe in something so strongly, any goal can be accomplished. So that's just very, like, strong in my heart because I didn't even think I was going to be able to be a nurse, and I did. And I never would have thought that I would have overcome my confidence and everything And here I am doing a team call. So you believe in something so strongly, any goal can be accomplished. Okay? So thank you everyone for joining tonight's team call. And if you have any questions, just let me know. You can always message me. And I hope everyone has a good night.
Yay!
Thank you.
You're welcome.